You know how they used to say beauty is pain? Well, I have news for you. Beauty is actually programmable. In this week's episode, we talk about the new era of body image and body image issues, where the most perfect individuals online are not even real. AI influencers are making more money than their human counterparts, especially the fitness influencers. Oh, and the scientists are genetically modifying babies and saving their lives. No, none of what I said is science fiction. It is all the future, and the future is here right now. So, all of that and more. Welcome back to the Brighten Your Day show. Okay, so you know how you log into Instagram, especially when it first came out, and then influencers started to come out, and then you started to compare yourself to their beauty and then their beautiful lifestyle, and then you wonder how they're able to afford that and how they're able to look like that. And obviously they were only posting the most beautiful, perfect parts of their lives, but then you still compared yourself to them. So you're not just comparing yourself to influencers now and the best sides of their lives. You are comparing yourself to literal code, which gets me into this first story for you guys because I feel like this needs to be talked about. And if you guys follow my Instagram, I talk about this a little bit where I pull up this fake influencer that maybe somebody didn't know was fake. And I just kind of let people know hey, this is happening right now. This is not the future. This is happening right now. Before we get into that, I actually want to back up for 1 second, okay? Because here's the thing, with the whole idea of beauty is pain, it goes way, 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 way back. And us women really like to just look at what other women are doing, compare ourselves, and then morph into whatever it is that is the beauty standard at that time, even if that's very, very painful. And I listened to the podcast, do you guys know Dark History? I think by Bailey Caesarian or Caesar, something like that. It's so good. She's so freaking funny. And I listened to this episode called Beauty is Pain. Anyways, what I'm saying with this is that she was talking about the history of beauty is pain and how literal that meant. And this has everything to do with Chinese foot binding. If you guys don't know what that is, I don't know if I would encourage you to look it up, but if you want to, you can. It's essentially that back in the day, men decided that tiny feet were the epitome of beauty. Even if you were a full-grown woman, tiny feet. And so women would start to bind their feet. And it became this whole cultural thing, and it went way back. And then the grannies taught their moms, and the moms taught their kids, and the grandkids, and all of this stuff. And it became very cultural. But if you look at the x-rays, their feet would literally bend into themselves because it was beautiful and because women just had to be a part of the whole beauty standard. But now we talk about modern day stuff. And before we get into the whole AI and AI influencers, I just was reflecting on all of the stuff that we do in terms of comparing ourselves and looking at what other women are doing. And I am even thinking about the fitness industry and how people will take steroids or BBLs or Botox even, or any type of beauty treatment you think is normal. You then look at the history of it all and you're someone sometime decided that we needed to, just bind our feet, and that was beautiful. Someone somewhere decided that body hair was gross and we needed to get rid of it all. And it just kind of stuck, Or we make up our new ones all the time. So we stuff implants into our bodies. It's very, very painful and very dangerous, but we do it anyways, all in the name of beauty, which leads me into video and photo editing, because it doesn't just stop with the physical augmentation or changes of your body. We get into the digital, right? So think about photo editing, Photoshop. That's been around forever. I've edited my videos before, my photos. Sorry. I've edited my photos before because that's just, you got a little pimple and then you feel insecure and then you want to change it. I think that's kind of normal. But here's the thing. I didn't realize how good this technology has gotten until AI has absolutely taken over my For You page. So I want to show you guys this app that I'm sure a lot of people are using and I just had no idea. And then we'll get into the true scary stuff in a moment. Don't worry. I always bring the spicy stuff in a little bit. I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to just edit your body and be standing there. I thought that wasn't possible, but it absolutely is. So look at this.
None of it was real. It was all an illusion.
Crazy. That's crazy. How the heck? I didn't even know that was possible. And so now every time I see like videos of like someone body checking or whatever, I look and I'm like, are you editing that? Do I even know? Do I even care? But more importantly, like, how normal is this? And did I just like, was I just under a rock? Did I live under a rock and all of a sudden this is just a normal thing to do now? We're not even just photoshopping ourselves. We're video shopping ourselves. And this obviously, like, I mean, I can get into this later, but this, in the fitness industry, like, I really do worry about how much comparison is going on between, like, women and why they feel the need to change their bodies and manipulate the way they look to feel adequate and to feel beautiful. And I'm no different. Like, I've absolutely felt the pressures of that, especially being in the health and wellness industry. So I thought that that was crazy. I had no idea. Which leads me into like the next step of this story and essentially a news story. And this is where it gets really scary. So as I was doing video prep, I was just like looking at like all the new AI advancements and like, are there AI influencers? Is this like actually a thing? And yeah, it's actually a thing. It's definitely a thing. And they are raking in the money. They are raking in the cash. Regular influencers, you better watch out because AI influencers are here. And they're here to stay, I guess. I mean, who knows? But this girl actually kind of duped me. I did not realize she wasn't real for a second. And apparently she's really famous in Spain and she's making a lot of money on her AI account. So I want to show you guys this girl. It's not real whatsoever. Is that not crazy? I knew AI was here, but she looks so real. Even her body, like the way the light and the shadows are on her face and like reflecting off of each other and the way her hair moves and the way her highlight is, like, it's crazy. I like sometimes I sit there and I'm like, am I okay? Because I am the only one freaking out, at least that I know of. I just sit there and look at these videos and I don't know. But like, do you know like the comments? The comments are like crazy. Yep, any pose is perfect, says Hugo. Hugo, you're gonna get scammed. Let me tell you, you're gonna get scammed. She is not real. And even if she was real, you gotta be careful, okay? Don't believe everything you see online. More comments, beauty, hearts, whatever. You should never filter your videos. You're freaking beautiful. Like what? I hate to break it to you. Her entire video is not even just a filter. It's literally code. Let me see if any of the replies are like, okay, good. This girl says, LOL, she's not real. Thanks, Rachel. Thank you for that, because clearly Locke over here, if that's his name, he's going to struggle. Locke and Hugo, I don't know. I don't want to put people on blast, but like truly, we need to be thinking about not just us and the ramifications of beauty and beauty standards and all of this stuff that I'm getting into, but also like somebody call your grandparents and show them these AI generated videos and vocals. Like someone could just call you up and ask you for your PIN for your house and generate it as their grandchild or something. Like, I don't know. And then it comes to video and like news anchors could just say anything they wanted to. And I've played a video in my different episodes before, but there's a fake video of this news anchor saying that Canada is going to war with the US, and it looks completely freaking real. And then at the end, the video actually says like, hey, grandma, grandpa, this is AI generated. I wanted to tell you. And I'm like, thank you. This needs to be sent out into the world. Parents used to tell us, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And now I feel like we need to tell parents to not believe everything we see on the freaking internet. But I wanted to get into this a little bit more, okay? What are some other things that are happening right now? Oh, well, I'll tell you one. In this article, it says, the rise of AI beauty pageants and its complicated quest for the perfect woman. Love that title. Anyways, in this CNN article, it says, 10 women participating in beauty pageants is nothing new. Some pose candidly, some play to the camera, their beauty forever frozen in this moment in time. Like many other pageants held in countries around the world, the contestants are young, thin, and embody many of the standards defining traditional beauty. But that is where the similarities in traditional pageants end. None of these women are real. Everything about them, even the emotion that flickers around their face, is generated by artificial intelligence for the world's first ever AI beauty pageants. Each creator, a team of creators who use programs like OpenAI's DALL-E 3 or Midjourney or anything like that, like, you know, they can use text prompts and then they submit their Miss AI into the beauty pageant and people win. They win money. I think they win. Oh, there was 1,500 entries to make the final of Miss AI, scheduled to be held at the end of June and broadcast online. Oh my gosh, should we watch that together? Should we watch that broadcast of Miss freaking AI and everything that's happening? Anyways, so pause just for 1 second, because maybe some of you out there are thinking like, why is this a bad thing? And I actually kind of thought that at first too, because I believe that everyone can have their own expression, and if they want to like generate stuff for fun and it's like fun and they're creating teams or whatever, I guess it's fine and people can do whatever they want. I honestly just don't care. I don't care what people do as long as it doesn't harm other people. Where I get worried is where it harms us. It harms our beauty standards and how they're raising, and the goalpost is forever pushed forward. Like, we're never going to be able to compare to these AI generated perfect women and the teams that decide like whatever a perfect woman is. It just doesn't make sense to me. So later on in the same CNN article actually says, I think we're starting to increasingly lose touch with what an unedited face looks like, says Dr. Carrie McLerney, a research associate in the University of Cambridge, told CNN for a video interview. And I totally agree with the doctor here, okay? I'm no expert, but I agree with the doctor here that we are forever losing touch with what makes us human. And if you guys don't know what wabi-sabi is, I actually saw this in a podcast recently. It's the Japanese philosophy and art talking about how the imperfections is what makes us beautiful, okay? And so they will perfectly leave things imperfect, or when they're doing pottery and whatnot, like each one of them will have its own different quirk or difference, and they'll keep it that way because they know that that is beautiful. So I want to remind you, in the age of AI and editing and all these like fake influencers and stuff, it's like, yeah, sure, it's cool and it's cool to see where the tech is going, but I want to remind you that you are human and that makes you beautiful. And our imperfections are what makes us beautiful. And your laugh that's uniquely you makes you beautiful, or your wrinkles on your face or your smile lines make you beautiful because that shows that you've actually lived your life. Like, stuff that's so overly edited and overly smoothed over kind of reminds me of auto-tune in the music industry. It's like, yes, it's an art form in and of itself and you can make some cool music with that, but also like, I love the rawness of human emotion that comes through voice when it comes to music. And so I love the real and rawness of human faces when it comes to just influencers, I guess, in general. So I hope that we figure this out. Also, I did want to touch on just the stats for 2 seconds about this. So it says in this study from the University of Waterloo, says that negative body image among teens is a global issue. I mean, no shiz, you know what I mean? But it says that this study found that 55% of adolescents from a sample of 21,277 young, aged 10 to 17-year-olds from Australia, Canada, Chile, Mexico, United Kingdom, and the United States expressed dissatisfaction with their bodies, which increased with more social media use. So that correlated. However much social media you decided to consume correlated with how dissatisfied you were with your body. And I don't think that you need an expert to tell you that, but I love that they did have this sample size and they showed that this is a global issue. It's not just the US, it's not just westernized countries, it's everybody. Everybody knows that there is a problem with this and we need to be aware of what we are consuming online and who we are comparing ourselves to, because we might just be comparing ourselves to code, okay? To code. So like, what is the cost of all of this? I mean, if we take it back to the 2000s and the Kardashians and how they started, putting implants in, and so everyone was blaming them for raising beauty standards and having unrealistic expectations for beauty and all of this stuff. It's like, this isn't a new phenomenon. This isn't a new problem, but with the rise of AI, I think it's just only going to get worse. And I've already said that. I've said that a few times, but I really do believe it's true. Shoot, oh no, okay, so my fish tank turned off. I'm sorry, we're just gonna keep going. Okay, we're just gonna keep this going. So this leads me to my last twist of this episode, and in reality, I didn't know that this was actually happening, but it's definitely happening. We can't even just alter our physical looks anymore. Scientists are finding that we can alter our genes and we can cure babies. So in this article, it says that on May 15th, doctors and researchers at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and colleagues described the personalized gene therapy in the New England Journal of Medicine. The treated child, KJ Muldon, had a disorder that prevented his liver from converting ammonia from broken up proteins to urea. Urea is flushed from the body in urine. So it also says, what is gene therapy? KJ's gene therapy is based on CRISPR, a targeted gene editing system which is being developed to treat cancers and a wide spread of genetic diseases. This child got a molecular pencil version of CRISPR called a base editor. The editor chemically erased a mutation in KJ's broken CPS1 gene and wrote in the correct DNA letter or base. Base editors are being used as possible treatments for high cholesterol and other conditions. And it says in an editor's note that on June 3rd, 2025, KJ was discharged from a hospital and is now at home with his family. Is that not crazy? Is that not absolutely insane? Are we living in a sci-fi film right now? Like, somebody show me where the cameras are. I know there's cameras right here, but like somebody show me where the cameras are when these cameras are turned off, because I don't believe that this is true. And I want to get into this a little bit more, okay? What does this look like? What does the future of this look like? If you guys want to know really, really in depth and in detail about this, Cleo Abrams is a YouTuber and video journalist. She's incredible. She actually sits down and talks to the lady, I think she's the CEO, that runs CRISPR, or I guess one of the heads at CRISPR, and they get really into the details about the technology, how it's been used, the morals, and the ethics of it all. So I encourage you to go look at that because it was so well done, and I couldn't even do that justice if I wanted to. But I just want to talk about the future of this. With AI and everything that's coming, is there going to be a day, like scientists and like futurists are saying, that all of these chronic diseases that we're having are going to be cured? Or cancer? Is cancer going to actually be cured this time? That blows my mind. I don't even know how this technology works. I don't even intend to explain it to you guys, but I want to know what you guys think about this. I feel like right now, in this moment, and I could be wrong, but I have a pretty optimistic view on what this could do for our future. But I also want to know, what are the costs of this? Once you edit a baby's genome, okay, a baby's DNA, then when they grow old and they have kids, will that alter and edit their entire timeline? Their entire timeline for all of humanity to come? That's crazy to think about. And what are the costs of not doing this, of not exploring this technology and all of the good that it can do, especially with healthcare and health and wellness in general? I love health and wellness. I'm a personal trainer. I talk all about it on this channel, and it's what could it do for us? What does the data show that it could cure for us as well? So yeah, I would love for you to comment down below what you think about this, what you think about all of this. And as always, I encourage you to go outside, see the sun, go on a little walk, say hi to your friends and family, maybe write them a letter or send them a text or a call, play some music, dance in your kitchen. I don't care. Get off social media. And I know this is ironic because obviously we're communicating via social media, kinda. It's YouTube social media. I feel like it kind of is. But I also know that this needs to be out there on social media, and it's just the boundaries that we're gonna have to deal with. Yeah, and as always, look on the bright side. Until next time. Bye.